So, welcome everyone. Today is what is it? Saturday. It's a Saturday. We are going to be talking a lot about the skill system in Tarkov and what you think about it. I mean, obviously we have Mr. DashingDot, the man who knows probably the most about this the skill system in Tarkov, with us today, as per usual. Dashing, hello.
Hi.
And I don't know. There's been a lot happening on Twitch as well. Obviously, Twitch drops. That happened again, and I don't know if we're going to be really going into too much about Twitch drops, because it's just, well, everybody knows what Twitch drops is. We don't really need to discuss it all too much, I don't think. But of course, the DMCA, the whole music DMCA deal, that's going to be, I think, an interesting discussion topic, because I just literally got off the Discord call with a label owner in Moscow for drum and bass. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But Dashing, talk to us about the skill system. I don't know.
Right.
What do we have? What do we have as a skill system now?
Well, the current skill system is a grind-based system, right? As most skill systems are, that actually feature like cooking or fishing or whatever. It's the same here. It's skills that as you go, you level up, and the more you repeat them, the more you level them up. And then there are obviously skills that you don't use as often, so you naturally just don't level them up as much as like endurance, that you just level up by walking or running. The current skill system's flaws are now more picked on by a majority of players who realize that, for certain parts like the hideout or tasks, they need to level their skills, but they don't come as easy. Like strength, you don't usually throw 10 nades a raid or something each raid, and you don't hatchet someone with your melee weapon, which means you don't necessarily level strength, and the occasions where you walk overweight don't come in as plenty as they should or might be helpful. So the current skill system is really something that people dislike for the fact that there are so many skills they have to actively level while not doing anything else that's not really benefiting them from the goal of why they went into the raid in the first place, like shooting people or looting stuff, whatever. So I started working on a skill system that is still based on grinding skills, because I think that also it gives people something to do.
Wait. Sorry, give me a second. I just wanted to ask a question about. Okay, so if we have that, what you've just said, right? You've given strength, for instance, as an example. You have to either throw grenades, or it is melee fighting with your melee weapon, your scabbard, whatever you want to call it. So with those, I don't know how I feel about the fact that BSG is hidden. I would feel, well, I would go and say the way you level these skills are hidden from most of the playbase. Most of the playbase doesn't really even know the real skills at the beginning. I think only within the first maybe 100 to 200 hours, people kind of start to look at the skill tab, and they're just like, wait, there's skills here. I guess that starts to explain why he was moving so quickly or jumping so far, and so on and so forth. So just regular things that he may have seen, and then all of a sudden maybe they find out, or their friends tell him, or whatever. And the fact that it's hidden, I think, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
BSG did this intentionally. They said
Hmm.
they want people to find out almost everything
Explore.
in the game. They want them to
Yeah,
explore the game.
yeah.
Um, that can be fun.
Yeah.
It can be cool. It's like if we think outside of EFT, like DayZ, you have to find out where things are, you know, where good stuff spawns, and I don't know, stuff like that. So they intentionally didn't tell everybody, okay, you need to do this and that to level your skills. Of course, then there are content creators like us who expose those systems in a way that everybody could get that knowledge.
Yeah.
However, still, even if you have the knowledge, you still have to go out of your way to level those skills in the first place. And secondly, you're right. The majority of the players who just start the game, they won't know, because ultimately they just go into a raid, they try to shoot things and pick up stuff and find a bloody way out. It's the same with extracts, by the way. BSG never told anybody where the extracts are, you know, just people made maps and stuff.
Yeah. With extracts, yes. Interactive maps and whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's all explorational things BSG was intentionally putting in there and not telling. And I just thought that's okay. And I do like the grindiness of the skills. I do like that it gives you something extra to do. So you can go out and do PvP every day, and you can go out and loot resort or wherever you want to loot every day. Every time you go into a raid, that might be your goal and that might be your fun. And at some point, you have enough kills or enough money or enough this and that. So there's something extra that gives people something to do. Like, oh, now I have this goal for my PMC this wipe. I want to get my attention to level 51. Yeah, I want to get these elite perks. So I like the grindiness of that. I do like it, and I think EFT wouldn't work if you kind of had skill points to give out, because that the downside of that would be the people, like if you tied them to levels, people that level really fast had all the advantage, every advantage. Like because there are people that level like Pestily or whoever, they go to level 40 in 2 days. And then, but they don't have the skills up. However, if somebody starts just doing their skills, you know, they are way more ahead of like somebody like Pestily, day 2 with their skills, because they just been focusing on that. It's just something. It's another variant of playing the game. The same goes for other stuff. So I had this crazy idea, because I do think that. So the skills right now on level 51, they give you elite perks, and some of them are really crazy. But BSG said they want to do this in a more realistic way. And usually, if I go out with a 5-man team, I usually bring a medic. That's one of the guys in my team who just is an expert of patching people up. And I have somebody who's maybe a scout sniper, you know, or a machine gunner or 2, or, you know, however you compose your team. So I thought maybe we can, if we take away the elite perks from the skills, from most of the skills, not from all of them.
Okay.
By creating new categories. Right now you have physical and mental and whatever, right? Where these skills are under. And now I made like field medicine or something like that, right? Where health goes under, or stuff like that. I actually could look at
so categories, basically what you're saying, categories, two categories within which you'll have subcategories of
you have
different
combat
skill sets.
In example, you have general combat knowledge. Yeah.
Okay.
To me, under that falls the weapon handling, like how to handle your weapons, how to clean your weapons. That's general combat knowledge.
Okay.
Or weapon knowledge, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
And then you have the health stuff, and you have, like, I made a category, healthy living, yeah, where your metabolism goes in, and your vitality, and your health, and all of those, right? Because if you know how to take care of yourself, these things with your body go up, like in real life. And then that
makes sense.
I made specializations. Like let's say I took the example of a field surgeon, or a master scavenger. You know, these are
Okay.
specializations. You can get them to level 1. So a field surgeon would enable you to use the CMS kits and shit to get blacked out limbs. Gives you a 100% chance to get them always back, and some other stuff. While when you're not a field surgeon, you have, like, let's say, a 25% chance of a success to reviving your blacked arm or whatever. Which makes this role a bit more interesting to get to. In order to get to the role, you need level 50 this, level 50 this, level 40 this, and level 30 this. Yeah, and then you're a field surgeon. I made these principles where everything that's in general can go to level 51. They have their lead perks. Everybody can grind these out. If you go into certain skills and level them above a threshold, then you're starting to specialize. And you can only have one specialization. Whereas a master scavenger could have the elite perk from attention insta search, while the 100% searching speed is still obtainable by everybody. A double looting XP, and I made one up. You know, you have a 35% chance of getting a second return on your scav junk box in your hideout. When you send scavs, you have a 35% chance to getting 2 back instead of 1, because you're a master scavenger. Yeah, so stuff like that, just to give them some sort of appeal. And it also plays into, if I'm a guy that always wants to loot, my goal is probably to become a master scavenger. While if I'm a guy that is constantly going out in teams, you know, and my team has maybe a scout sniper, I want to be a field surgeon because a field surgeon, I already wrote that down too, is able to heal others and heal black limbs from others. So it's a great team player, great specialization as a team player.
Yeah.
And so I divided all of that, and I'm currently writing down what they can do, what you need to get to that specialization, etc. And I'm also changing the ways, partially, how skills are leveled to make them more natural. Like for strength, for example, I am suggesting that, like on Interchange or on Shoreline, you can go into a gym and lift weights, and every 1 minute you're lifting weights. In there, you get a skill point. The exhaustion system still is in place. Okay, so you can't lift weights for 50 minutes just because you killed everybody in the raid. But it is another way of, and I didn't want to put this into the hideout because then people will abuse it. You know, so I wanted to put it into the raid, but it's a way to say I can go into a raid, and my goal is clear resort, an example, and go to the gym to lift weights, because I don't want to hatchet legs, and I don't want to throw grenades, and I don't want to walk overweight. I find that kind of cool to actually work on your PMC and give you something else to do. Give your raid a different meaning.
See, Dashing, this is why I like you. You think outside the box. This is I think, you know, for those of you that don't know, when I first met Dashing, I didn't like it very much. I'm not gonna lie. But that's I mean, he knows what he's talking about. That's the thing. He proposes very, in my opinion, logical things. But it's the amount of work I think we have to take into consideration. They are going to do a skills overhaul, from what I understand.
Yes.
That is looming. So slowly but surely we'll get there. But what will that look like? And I think that's some very good suggestions. I just don't. I mean, sure, clearing resort, lifting weights.
It's little things, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the only. That's one skill system I'm proposing. One of 3. So this is a role-based skill system with the specializations.
Yeah.
That is still based on grinding skills.
Because they were talking about something like this. They were talking about having a specialized, like skill system and specialized roles within groups and whatever.
Yes.
They were talking about something very similar. So, I mean, it does sound logical. It does definitely sound very logical what you're saying. I think I don't know. BSG just hire this man, Nikita. But anyway,
I'm also gonna rework the entire skill system as it is right now, just in terms of how skills are leveled, and I'm also weakening some of the perks. Like endurance on Elite now gives you 500% endurance stamina recovery, which is insane, right? It's absolutely stupid. So I made that to 150%.
Okay.
Which is, from level 0 to level 51, 150%. That's more than twice as fast. That's fine, right? So stuff like that. I think. Well, I asked Veritas, Slushpuppy, and Ghost Freak to forward it to Nikita, and they already Slushy and Ghost already said yes. So I hope they're going to bombard Nikita with that once it's done. I just wanted to take a look. If he says it's shit, it's shit. That's fine. But maybe it gives him some idea, because I know. So from what I've seen, and that's why I'm doing this, all these content creators out there, they sit there and they're like, I have an easy fix for it. Just do this and that. It's like, you didn't think it through. You can't just say, or just change this and it's all good. No, that's not how it works. That's not how you design a skill system, in my opinion. And that's like easy fix to loot. I've heard that so many times. Like, just put more shit on scavs and spawn in raiders late raid. That's not gonna fix stuff. So I just thought, like, if I put some brain power into this and some hours, maybe we can change something to the better. I mean, it's not gonna please 100% of the community, that's for sure. Because there are always people that don't like whatever. But I think it's a good start.
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to agree, because I made the suggestion. We were talking about this just before we started recording. I did make a suggestion as well at some point whenever we were talking back then.
Yeah.
Of what you mentioned essentially just slightly earlier too. But I mean, it improves. It definitely improves on what I mean. Mine was just very basic. It was just kind of like, even if it was that, I think it would be better than what we have, is kind of what I was saying at the time. But I think this is good. I think this is, at least for me, logically thinking about it, I think this is, more something that would fit Tarkov. See, okay, I have a similar question. Okay, right, and I know where this is. I know where this is going. I know where the game is going. I know where that vision is going. Right. It's that survival experience within a military kind of like setting.
Yeah.
Right. But there is another camp, as there's always, always is, right? There always is another, school of thought, camp of thought, whatever you want to call it. And that's the people that are wanting this game to be more like Call of Duty, or like, just a straightforward shooter,
right? Okay.
Type. And I'm not gonna, say that Tarkov wouldn't be a very good first-person shooter style, or Call of Duty style first-person shooter. If I think it would be one of the best first-person shooters in Call of Duty style, if it was that, and it isn't.
Yeah,
and it just is not.
Yeah, no, we already have Call of Duty, and we already have these kinds of, enough of them. That's why I love Tarkov so much, because it's different.
Well, see, okay, this is why I fell in love with Tarkov. I think the first thing that I truly fell in love with this game, where I realized that you can play this game in any way, doing whatever you want to do, and it still works. Some people might do slightly better than others, just because they have a way of thinking about the game outside of the box, or even, in fact, to some extent, working around whatever the devs are doing, and almost predicting whatever they're going to do, and then working around that and almost setting trends and just actually moving the meta. Like, that's the real, I think that's the real, like, power play, if we can say that, or the right term to use here. But it is almost it's always at the forefront of whoever is better at the game, and especially if
Yeah.
if they stream or if they record their footage onto YouTube and upload it onto YouTube or whatever it is. So it is always that. It is always that forefront kind of power play.
Yeah.
I think, and there is definitely two schools of thought right now. The people that want this to be an FPS, and then there's the people that are more kind of like, want this game to be a hardcore military experience, just like they've planned from the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're almost talking like, putting up a tent overnight type of deal, and just kind of, it's almost like Rust at this point, We're almost talking about something along the lines of Rust, but within Tarkov, and that's pretty much where we're heading.
Exactly, and that's
for better or for worse.
No, I think it would be great if it will go and only go into that direction, into the FPS, hardcore FPS MMO RPG, so to say. And that's why and how I thought about the skills, to give it this RPG feeling, because I feel like if I can, in World of Warcraft, I can pick a class, and that class has several roles. In Tarkov, I have my PMC, and I can. It's almost like I joined the military, and they sent me off to university to study medicine, to become a doctor.
Sure.
Or I am a doctor and I joined the military. So. Or I want to be a pilot or whatever. So there's different directions I can go, and that's exactly what I thought of. But it makes you unique. Or it helps you become more unique. While you are still, you still have the same fighting capabilities. Like, you can shoot a gun like everybody else can. It doesn't give you more recoil control or anything.
Just a specialization.
But if you're a doctor, it doesn't mean a doctor can't be as good a shooter as somebody else. But a trained marksman spent a lot of time perfecting these skills, and probably didn't have as much time to study. I just tried to, go into
it makes sense.
I like the MMO RPG part for Tarkov. I really do.
Because, see, at the moment, right, we have this. What in terms of end game for Tarkov, right? You can have trillions of stash work. Doesn't matter what you have. You can go out with 1 million kit every raid for months on end and die every single raid, and you won't care. But the real end game is in the skills.
Yeah.
Because if you are able to make the play, the jump, the run, the dash across, a specific, fire like path or like fire line or whatever, right? Like that's what really matters. It's not necessarily your gear, but it is the skills. It is what you are able to do with your PMC in a given scenario, right? In a given like location or whatever, as well as like knowing the map, of course, things like that. So that's where the real advantage is, in my opinion, a real high-end gameplay comes from, is from people not only knowing crosshair placements or where to look, but it is also the way you maneuver, the way that you place your body inside of the world, so to speak, your PMC's body, which you have to protect as much as you can with, whatever it is.
So I actually I took a shower earlier, and I thought about it. These past days I've only been thinking about these skill systems that I'm just designing.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I know now what my streamer item will be. If I ever get one, it's going to be a handbook about skills that's worth 1 ruble. But if you use it, you get 1 skill point in the least level skill.
Okay.
Just putting this out there, Nikita.
For 24 hours or whatever.
No, permanently.
As a little permanent.
Yeah, it's 1 skill point in your least level skill.
Okay. Taking, yeah.
I kind of like the idea very much. I don't know. Anyway, so that's. I think we have Saturday already. It's it's going to take me a while, but I think Monday, Tuesday, I'll be ready to release a version that I can spread, and I'll put it on the website for sure. Just for people to just have a look and say, "Oh, that's garbage," or "Fuck you," or "Brilliant." Anyway, I just wanted to briefly talk about something else.
Sure.
Because the success of Tarkov has been increased since December, January, when they introduced Twitch drops by 1,000%. We're now 2 weeks into the wipe. The Twitch drops are back. And I just wanted to give you my opinion on it.
Sure.
So at first I thought, so it's good they're not fun and raid. Because otherwise it would have destroyed the economy.
Yeah.
It's going to just help people get their hideout up, mainly, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea because it helps Tarkov grow more.
Yeah.
On Twitch, it gives it more visibility.
Definitely.
I think I'm really happy to see a lot of streamers, smaller streamers, on the drops list. I'm really, really happy, and I know you are on the drops list.
Yeah.
On
Friday, that's the 19th.
Friday, 19th of June.
Yeah.
So, whoever's watching, if you're not watching SneakyRu007 on Friday the 19th, Jesus Christ, something's severely wrong with you. Because I got this message from Dimitri, one of the Tarkov devs, okay? And he said, SneakyRu007 will be the only stream to deliver red key cards guaranteed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Full disclosure. There you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'll be watching Sneaky all day.
Thank you, man.
You're doing a 24-hour stream, by the way?
I think so. I'll do my best.
Fuck.
I'll do my best. Yeah. I'll do my best.
You better sleep before that long and
dude. I mean, I have the same time zone, luckily, right? I have the same time zone as Moscow, so that means that 12 p.m. is like pretty much like midday, right? Like midday Friday, it's pretty much go time. That's it. In fact, at about 11 in the morning, I should go live, about an hour before. So that people can kind of like come in and whatever and do whatever, and then it hits on 12.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's I think that's going to be awesome, and that's what I really like about the drops. Ever since like 2 years ago, if Twitch had drops, it was category wide. Tarkov was the first game on New Year's that didn't have that, I think.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah, they had
Valorant.
selection.
Valorant was they had drops category wide.
Category wide, yeah.
I think it's okay. So I heard that BSG had to pay Twitch, at least for New Year's, per slot of drops. So they only had a limited amount of drops. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just something I heard. If that was true, I could totally understand why they couldn't give it to everybody, because everybody and their horse is streaming Tarkov. That would have been a lot of money. Right now, it's kind of weird because drops have this. They can make you big. Like Pestily was sitting at 160,000 viewers.
Dude, I've got something. I don't know, man. Like Twitch is doing something for sure. I'll tell you what. I'm sorry for just interrupting, but when that first happened, right? I all of a sudden, because I was browsing. You know what I do, right? Whenever drops happen, because I know that Pestily will like do the normal explode thing, right? Off the bat, pretty much. And he did it again this time. Not only, but he went way above as well what previously he had done. In terms of the amount of viewership that he had that day. So 100 and I believe 70 something, maybe 168. I think he was saying. Okay, I'll tell you what I saw, right? Because at that point there was the PlayStation 5, I think. reveal as well on
Mhm.
Sony, and that had 1 million viewers.
Mhm.
Right, that had 1 million viewers, which was pretty insane. And as soon as that stopped, I was, because I was refreshing the browse category page, or like the top channels or whatever,
Mhm.
right? And at that point, I'm at least for me, it was on like 174, because as soon as that dropped, I think a lot of people hopped to the next biggest channel, and like, the just Twitch in general. And I mean, but like, we're talking like almost like 10K people just
Yeah.
from one
Yeah.
stream to the next stream. That's pretty insane.
It is.
And then the numbers were
Absolutely.
just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Like, it's fascinating to see stuff like that happen, to be honest. But it is what it is. Yeah.
It was wow. What they changed though, I think this is something they changed since Valorant. You can
Okay.
only get your drops on one stream, on one channel. Before, I think on New Year's, it didn't say that underneath the channel.
Okay.
People were watching a bazillion Tarkov streamers at the same time to increase the chance for a drop. And I think it did work. And Twitch changed that. And I mean, you only count as a viewer for, I think 2 or 3 tabs, and then you don't count anymore
Yeah.
as per Twitch anyway.
Yeah.
But what that did is it starts to focus. So and it doesn't matter who you watch really, because the drops are all the same.
Yeah.
It's funny actually to see how many people say, "Oh, I got this cool thing from Pestilly, and this small streamer only gave me condensed milk." What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you obviously are a clown.
Yeah.
But it makes people stick to the one channel, I guess, which is cool in a way. But what it does is it so let's say, and I've seen this, like Pestilly did host Sigma, I think, and she was at 70, and then now Sigma went on to Ghost, I believe.
Yeah. And he's almost to 70.
So it's like the majority of viewers will just stick to this one channel.
Did you also notice? Did you also notice when Pestilly raided Sigma? I don't even know if you saw that. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Because he wasn't actually allowed, from what I understand, to raid.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, when he raided last time, or when he was doing raids last time, this happened. It broke something on Twitch, and they said that he can't do it anymore. So the way that he did it is for, like, I would say, like 3 to 5 minutes, pretty much, of almost solid host spam first in his chat, like by Pest and like his mods and stuff. They would just like literally just post the link. So this is like the proper way to do it, essentially, right?
Yeah.
This is the proper way to actually raid somebody.
I agree.
So you essentially post the link into your own chat of whoever you are hosting at the time. You throw the host over and let people trickle in, whatever,
Yes.
and then to stop the actual cast itself, you then do a follow-up raid for the remainder of whatever's left in terms of like people lurking or whatever.
The way
that's at least what happened there. Like that's what they did, and I think they're just experimenting, to be honest, especially with numbers and viewers and that kind of thing. So I mean, again, 1 million viewers on PlayStation 5 release, as well as their games, that was 3 hours long. And towards the end of that, it just rolled over 1 million, which is insane.
Oh, it is.
And
absolutely.
And the quality on that cast was top notch, like absolutely cutting edge, crystal clear.
Yeah, I guess
like 1080
dedicated a lot of resources to that channel.
Just
at that time. Yeah,
oof.
For sure. By the way, I think the proper way to raid a channel is by always doing the host, but spamming that channel link, because many people don't know the referrer raid doesn't count towards an actual viewer. So
that is correct.
If you want to help someone gain numbers, or then I personally like the host and just spam that channel link, so people can then decide okay, I'm gonna check this guy out. No, but then it's by their choice. If I raid someone and they didn't go out of the other raid, yeah, and then just leave, it's kind of stupid. So they obviously didn't want to. So I give them the choice beforehand. They can watch from the channel they were watching, or they can just click on a link and check out themselves directly. But it's always I'm coming over legit by choice, and I like that. I like this the feeling that even if you host somebody for 70 people and 15 go over, these 15 chose to do so, and the others just didn't want to, so they would have dropped anyway, right? But then at least you gave the 15 people the choice, and they said yes, I want to.
Well, he's on 70K now, so he's actually steadily gaining. I think a lot of people are just coming back, especially over in EU. A lot of people in the US are just waking up, I think, and coming back online or whatever. So I think, and a lot of Australians as well, just either heading to bed or whatever. But he's just
it's awesome. I think it's awesome.
So good.
I hope he gets. I hope he keeps some of the viewers.
Same. I hope. Yeah. As people who actually come back and enjoy it, because he's got such a good cast. He does. He really does. Yeah. I think,
well, so do you, but
it doesn't. That doesn't. It doesn't. That's not the point. Ghost is one of the best Tarkov players, for sure. You can't.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
I think the only it's the DPI, and I'm thinking of actually possibly changing my DPI to something slightly less aggressive. But I don't know, man. It's just whenever he moves his mouse around, it is again so precise. He is so precise with what he's doing.
I mean, he used to be in competitive plays, and he went to. There are schools where you study mouse movements and all that shit. And
right,
aiming.
Okay.
And he did that. There are trainings for your mouse where you. Do you remember when we were dragging over items in the backpack in a circle? These micro movements. These things, things like that, he did for hundreds of hours. So it's literally. Everything he does with his hand on the mouse is just brain muscle memory. It's crazy. Yeah. The pro players, all of them, do that kind of shit. It's absolutely crazy. There's a reason why they cool their hands and shit, because their fingers are so quick with shit. So, I just can't do it. I still believe that there's something else. I think he has a second mouse that clicks when he does the semi-auto. Because it's so fast, it's not humanly possible, dude. Not a fuck. No, it's just crazy. But okay, so I just wanted to. Do you think they will that it will be a regular thing with the Twitch drops now, like every 6 months or something like that? It seems to be like or even shorter periods, like 3 months.
Well, okay. I think the simple answer is 3 to 4 months. I think that would be good. But the slightly more complicated answer, the loot economy, sure. On certain spots, you walk out with 500,000 per raid or whatever, 600,000 per raid still, and that's fine. That's the normal number, pretty much, right? That 500,000. Yeah. If you've done everything that you wanted to do, you'll be walking out with about 500,000 to 600,000. That's more or less always been the number for per raid, especially on bigger maps. But I think for a lot of people, though, the loot economy seems kind of scarce. They don't know what they're doing, especially, right?
Yeah.
So, and I could speak about this from a personal experience, because I don't know, I'm only level 30, whatever. I'm not really rushing or whatever it is. I'm just plodding along, doing my thing, whatever, right? But obviously I've got to get something done for next Friday. I mean, that 2 million is gonna just melt away instantly.
Very, very true.
So basically, the loot economy isn't great, in my opinion. And I think that whenever we see something like this happen, whenever they tone down the loot considerably, we might start to expect drops. Because I was like, you know what? The loot economy has been kind of terrible. Has been kind of bad.
Very true.
It's been, I mean, there's been some stuff that just drops every now and again. But before, you'd be like walking out of almost every single raid with like at least like a key, you know, or like a Bitcoin or something, you know, like something really valuable, more or less every single raid. I would say maybe like almost guaranteed every like third raid, it would definitely like always 100% you would be walking out with like at least like a Bitcoin, a lion, a vase, whatever, you know, like something really, really valuable, and probably several of those things, in fact. So it's been really scarce, and I think whenever we see that, I think I think this is all planned. This is all
could be a bigger scheme, yeah.
Yeah,
destroy the economy,
dude. It's it's really interesting to see all of these kind of things in play and in dynamic, all kind of working together. I think it's very interesting.
You're right.
To just kind of observe. I think from the side, but other than that, I don't know.
Before we go into, I'd say the most interesting topic to 99.9% of the streamers, which is the DMCA problematic. I would quickly briefly just like to talk about the game stability. Because it has something to do. Does it? I don't know. It has something to do with the ping limit. Yeah. So it used to be 220. Now it could be at 180, but I think it's even lower at like 160 to 170 already. But I get kicked from servers where my ping is below 100 sometimes. But that besides that point, the game starts to be a bit unplayable. Like on servers where everything was just fine a week ago, I now get several disconnects, and it's really horrible. Do you have something similar? Did you?
To be honest, I haven't even played in the last 2 days. I haven't played today, and I didn't play yesterday, so I don't really know. I am gonna have to. I can't say that I've seen something like this. I mean, you still get the server hiccups at the beginning of every raid. That's still definitely 100% happens. You can see that, especially if you're playing in a group. You know, you spawn in and everybody takes like 5 seconds to take out their gun, and then all of a sudden they start to move, and then they wait for another like 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden they just kind of like, the server catches up and stuff. You see those server hiccups, and that's pretty normal. We're used to that, but you get some laggy service every now and again, but it's not. I wouldn't say that it was,
I have a theory why it's gotten so bad, but I have to. I wasn't able to prove it yet, or even check it out. But I'll just put it out there. They added packet description. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mean packet encryption? Jesus Christ, description.
Packet
encryption. So the I don't know how they added that and what's been done, because the client needs to decrypt the package to make it readable. Obviously, and I think that process might cause some disturbances between your client and server. So that's definitely something I want to investigate. But I just wanted to briefly mention that, and you can next week when we do the podcast, I'll probably have some more knowledge about it, and we could talk about that a bit more in detail.
Wait. Mumba's doing stuff. I just see my name light up in red. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, she's shouting you out. It's awesome.
My God.
No, it's good. It's good. She should. So, I think the last topic for today, which is one of the most annoying, and you said it in the intro already, you talked to a label, is the DMCA
Yeah.
claims.
So okay. I guess, I mean, I don't have to explain this for the majority, but I guess I'll do as best as I can. So for those of you that don't know, the DMCA, whatever, the thing that's striking people on, it's just what is it? There's something Millennial Act. There's something about
Digital
music.
Millennium Act.
That thing, right? So basically, it's almost like a statute or a law or something that you can't claim other people's stuff or whatever. For music, I guess, right? That's kind of why they're able to act in the way that they're acting, and the people that are actually acting are pretty much only the lawyers, which are hired by labels, big labels, whatever they are, that have an interest in that. So, in that kind of thing, especially in terms of, I think, keeping revenue going in 2020, because let's be real, how many festivals and that kind of thing are going on right now? Pretty much none, because 2020, I mean, it's COVID year. What an interesting year we have here.
Mm-hmm.
So people are not really going anywhere. People are not traveling. People are kind of sticking to, just doing their thing at home, whatever, or locally. Maybe cinemas at most, if even, So I think music labels are losing out a lot, and I think this is where it's really like, this is the time for smaller labels to shine. It really is.
Yes.
And I'll give you an example. I used to write music. I used to be, as a hobby, just into kind of like sound engineering and that kind of thing. And basically, most of the smaller labels, they'll do their own thing, at home or whatever it is, or maybe like they've built themselves a small studio or whatever, and they want to get their stuff out there. They don't really, I don't think, well, at least my friends, they don't care about, trying to get money from, doing, DMCA claims or whatever, filing DMCA claims against, small channels or whatever. It doesn't really matter. They would much rather push their stuff out to actually be heard or whatever, to be promoted. So, I mean, I literally just before we started this, came off a Discord call with a friend who owns a label in Moscow. There's a drum and bass label, Citate Forms. He's a co-owner with somebody who I used to write with for several years. So, I mean, we spoke to each other. He gave me the discography for, their releases or whatever.
Okay.
And I mean, any of the material essentially I'm able to use on my streams, and we'll start from there. I don't know, might even have to email DJ Blackman to try and possibly put on some hard bass on next Friday for drops. I don't know. We'll have to see, but it's very interesting. I think it's very interesting what's happening here. With the whole claims thing. Definitely is a time to shine for smaller labels that want to get their stuff
independent creators, for everybody who just doesn't have the capability. I think Twitch, YouTube, I mean, also YouTube, right? Facebook, whatever. They're platforms. They're amazingly good opportunities for those creators to get their stuff out there, to become known and made relevant. And to, I mean, they might not make money at first, but if all of a sudden you get 10,000 people listening to your music, more than you had before,
it just broadens the horizons a little bit. Because I don't think that. Okay, so again, from my experience with, in terms of speaking to a label owner, I mean, he doesn't really know. Well, I mean, he knows what live streaming is. He knows what computer games are. mean like or filming stuff and then posting it to the to YouTube. But he knows what that is, right? But he doesn't. I don't think he. I think this is the case for a lot of like labels and smaller people and just people that generally have a life outside of the fucking internet, like we, unlike we, with you Dashing. I mean, anyway.
I spent all day in my kitchen repairing my fucking sink because it was leaking water. So I have a life outside of the computer.
I went to go and get milk from the
there you go
from the shop. I did.
There you go. Yeah,
and that's yeah. I have a life too outside of Anyway, so basically, I mean, he said to me that if anything, if anybody wants to use their music on their on their streams, whatever, you're more than welcome to. In fact, there's been a whole lot of people, just in general, I think, like a lot of content creators and stuff coming together.
Will people
like
interested?
Whatever.
Well, so if you get a written consent from that label, will people be able to grab like a banner from your Discord or some place where you store that for them?
I mean, that would be pretty easy to do, but I think at the moment, I don't think that I don't think at the moment we need anything much more than, say, a banner which will be placed on, say, my stream, right? In terms of like below the stream, we'll just have like a banner with links to their stuff. It will just say something along the lines, because the guy that I used to write music with, he actually did a lot of my channel art and stuff, like a lot of their like kind of labels and banners and whatever else. So basically, I could just get in touch with him and just be like, dude, make me a banner in my style, just so that it stands out enough to bring it attention, because it's something different. This is the music that we use. This is your music.
How can I get a banner? Because he can't make a banner in my style in a tens of thousands.
This is
channel
true.
style. So can he not make? I
mean, I have a banner. I do have a banner which he sent me. Which
so
I could just
can we just put that in your Discord and then people could download it from there?
Sure. This is a very good question, which I'll probably have to just get back to you on. I will have to get back to you on, because I haven't really asked him about. I mean, he did say that if anybody else wants to, please feel free. But like the repercussions of that, like I also have to then, I guess, negotiate and have some sort of fail-safe in place. This is true.
Yes.
So, we'll have to stand by and kind of. I don't know.
So maybe you can give us an update.
Very dark
on that next week.
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
I think that it's interesting. So Ghost Freak in particular today has been playing music that is definitely claimable by the DMCA. Digital Millennium Copyright Act, by the way.
Okay.
Just laying that out. So, and I've been doing that too. Because honestly, it's all good and stuff to listen to lo-fi and whatever. But at some point, I want to, get some other music going that I also enjoy. I just don't enjoy just one category. So I stopped caring, like you did. I know you did. I mean, you started. I was watching your stream and I was like, Sneaky, did you stop caring? Okay. So I just when I turned on my stream, I said, okay, I don't care then. If he does it, I do it. It's the same like last year or the year before. I think last year someone got banned for playing Maroon 5.
Okay.
So that was a pretty big channel, and everybody was scared. It was exactly the same. Everybody was scared, like, oh, we can't play music anymore. And then Kings actually went to, I don't, So and everybody just played music, and it got forgotten until the point where this happened.
Again,
and I think it will just happen continuously, like it always has. The question is, are you blatant enough to just do it until Twitch knocks on your door and says, like, okay, listen, we're not banning you now, but the next time, okay,
next time.
So that's
kind of like, God, what was it? I saw this in because that is definitely a myth, by the way. Yeah, that is definitely a myth. Like 3 strikes and you're out. That is such a myth.
No,
like that is such a myth. Like I mean, I saw in Warren's chat the other day, a Twitch staff member And Warren obviously plays. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he's just doing his thing. So Twitch staff's like, "Yo, Monk and DMCA." But wait, that'll be your third time, so it'll be a perma. Rip. Like, that kind of it's fucking memes over there anyway, most of the time. But it's funny how they make jokes out of it. But yeah, no. It is what it is, man.
I just think you gotta be. I still believe that labels, even the big ones, they don't realize what a big chance they're missing out on.
Mm-hmm. For promotion,
more than free promotion. Like if I was,
but then again, see, free promotion. This is actually a very good topic, which we could. I swear to God, we could probably talk about this for hours and hours and hours because this is such a broad topic. But you know what? They don't need free promotion. That's the thing.
Yes, I know.
That's the thing. That's why they're worried. And see, this is where licensing comes into play. This is why Twitch should have a platform-wide license, just like they have a platform-wide license for Amazon Music. Exactly the same. Why do they have a music listening platform with licenses, but they just can't expand that license over to Twitch? No, they can't. No, that's not possible. No, wait. That's not. We can't do that. No. So it's like there's many ways of thinking about this and just looking at this whole this whole issue. There's lots of different ways of looking at this. So you have to always kind of put yourself outside of the situation, I think, more than anything, to actually really see like the different perspectives which are at play. But it's just a hard time only because somebody got slapped and everybody's crying about it. So it's like that's all it is. It's not. There's nothing much more past it, really.
Yeah.
And if you have some links to people who potentially are music, owners in the, whatever, the music that you enjoy, I would suggest actually legitimately contacting them, possibly if you're a content creator, to get some sort of permission to play some of their stuff or whatever it is, right? I mean, hell, they might drop a discography on you with all the, with all the bits attached and stuff. Just tell you that it's fine. And they might even give you banners with links to their stuff so that you can promote it and work with them.
I agree. Even if you're just a viewer and you have contacts to smaller labels or whatever, artists, ask them. Why not? Tell them about Twitch. Tell them you watch it. Or you stream on it, and tell them, like, if you give this to, if you make your music available across Twitch, across the platform for all the content creators in written form, you will get so much possible traction on it. I mean, I just wrote an email the other day to Amadeus Wolfgang Mozart, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet to allow me to play his music.
Fair enough. Yeah. That's fine. No.
You just know what I said, right?
Mozart,
he's dead.
No.
Okay. Was a bad one. I'll take
it. Alright.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, what do we? I hope that a lot of people will, and a lot of artists will actually see this. Obviously, not the big ones, but you know what? I think hasn't Snoop Dogg been streaming on Twitch too?
Yeah,
dude. Why hasn't anybody reached out to him and said, like, "Yo, dog"?
I bet they have.
Because he could then go to, like, Eminem, an example, and say, like, "Listen."
I don't think he even cares.
Let's just fucking do it. No, but his record label does, right? But if you get the permission from the artist, maybe, that would be just awesome, to just reach out to those guys and be like, yo, can you not make a hustle with all your friends and fuck over your own record label, or, whatever, just fuck it. And
unionize, that's right.
Yes.
Unionize.
Yes.
Because, unionize and tell everybody to,
Yes.
Your base art belong to us, quite literally. Like, that's Yeah,
I agree. But yeah, so next week we're gonna hear from you about if it's possible to have download that banner, put it on the channel page for that label.
Yeah.
And I think the answer will be pretty cool. And if people enjoy that kind of music, I listened to that track and it was really good. Then that's another thing people can play.
Yeah. They do some good stuff. It is good drum and bass. It's just it's kind of dark, but it's good. It's good.
Oh, well, it gave me goosebumps, so
it's good. It's not bad.
Can't complain about it. Oh, have we forgotten anything?
I think we're good.
To talk about. Right, next week Friday, 11 a.m. Sneaky Russian, and from 12 on he's got drops.
This is true.
Be there.
Yeah. Moscow time,
which is
yeah,
whatever. It's 11. That's 11 Germany time. It's a 10 UK, right? 10 UK. Yeah. So be there, Sneaky.
Or be a square.
Yeah. Thank you. Episode 3. Next week we're going to do episode 4.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we finally have our first guest or not.
Well, of course, those of you that are listening in, always love to hear you, to hear from you, to see your comments and whatever. Keep those going. Keep the discussions going as well. If you have any questions, please do drop them into the comment section. We'd love to see them. But we'll see you all in episode 4. We haven't quite decided, I think, what we're going to be talking about.
Not yet.
Just yet. But it's pretty much, it's always the same. It's Tarkov, Twitch stuff, social media operating, interesting financial trends on social media, and, Twitch and stuff like that, or whatever it is. It's just, it's whatever,
whatever we feel stuff like it could be interesting. What interests us.
Yeah. What interests us, that's what we speak about. Yeah, that's what we talk about. There's some really cool stuff happening at the moment. So do keep an eye out for that. But anyway, I will leave you and love you. And love you and leave you. Thank you very much,
guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.